Class 10 students, today I am not here to give you some random motivation or random gyan. I am just here to tell you one single thing, that in your class 10th boards, 99% is actually not that tough. It is pretty easy. But you have to start. It's almost the end of June. If you have already started slowly, a bit by bit, then it's great. But even if you haven't started now is the time to start. Stop procrastinating, stop sulking around, get up and start something for your future. So in this video, I am going to give you a complete roadmap on how, if you start even today, you can score 99% in your class 10th boards easily. Okay, students start to panic right before half yearly or after their first term examinations because they are not starting out. Right? To stop that feeling and get panicked, this is your motivation, this is your signal to start preparing. Okay, but a class 10th boards is not a random battle. Okay, we call it a battle because it's a 1 year long process and you need the right approach, the correct approach to reach your goal. And in this video, I am going to give you exactly that. Now beta, the very first thing actually students make is to start randomly. They start studying from a random book. They get panicked that 10th class is so hard. So they start studying from random books available online, and they have been proven books. But if you don't study your standard books before, then it's no use to directly jump to those books that are for a higher level. Okay, so first beta, follow your standard books, your NCERT. What do we call it? We call NCERT the BAP for class 10th because it is in fact the highest. Because beta, all your paper, not even one single question will come out of the NCERT, out of the concepts of NCERT. Of course, question can be made in a different way, but the concept will be completely NCERT based. So this NCERT is your Rambaan, it is your Gita for this year. Okay, so you have to read it first line by line. Make sure you are reading NCERT line by line, you are underlining the keywords, you are marking the important topics. Right, that is your first thing to do. Then beta, you have to do the exemplar questions, all the questions that are given in NCERT, mid exercises, something to think about, back exercises. All these things are very important to build your base. Okay, see, exactly the thing is, not all questions will come from your exemplar questions or book exercises, but they will be 90% similar to these. They will be 100% from your NCERT only. Okay, so this is your first thing that you have to do, is to grab NCERT and start studying it. Nothing else. No need to get motivated from some video. No need to go to some random resources. Just start your NCERT not exploration. I was thinking about science 9th, but your book NCERT 10th class is already here. Okay, you start studying it line by line from the very first chapter and then move ahead, do the questions. Now beta, all these questions we are also doing in our live sessions on our channel, so subscribe the channel for that as well. Okay, next beta, the thing is revision. Beta, this is your, what we call it, 1% club, because to reach 99% you have to be in that 1% club of all the students in this country. Right, now how to do revision is the main thing. So I am going to tell you exactly what to do. You don't just get motivated from this video, you will get exactly what you have to do. Now first, we read about how to complete the NCERT, underline keywords, do the back exercises and exemplar questions, right? But after that, a very important thing is your lecture. You watch the one shots of whatever teacher you like. I'm not saying just watch mine, although everything is available on the channel. I'm coming live also. Okay, so you can join those, but at least complete the lectures from any teacher on YouTube or any teacher you have that you trust. Okay, then beta, you make your notes after class. after every term test, after every revision, you have to improvise your notes, you have to revise from your notes after reading from NCERT, after attending a lecture. Okay, after that beta, this is the bonus point. If you are making short notes, then you are already in the 1% club. Okay, and if you want to be in the 1% club, you have to start making these short notes, because right after you enter into the examination hall, you want a quick recap, right? You won't go to your notes or NCERT. Just open your short notes, 2 pages, 1 chapter completed. You just go through all of that. All the formulas are written, all the important points are written, notes are written, and your revision of that chapter is done. Beta, your half yearlies are almost here, your term examinations, your class tests are also here. So this revision strategy is what you need. Complete your NCERT, watch lectures, make notes, and for the matter, if you want to be in the 1% club, make short notes. Now coming to practice, I told you to practice NCERT questions, exemplar questions, right? How to practice this? This is the main point. Nobody on the whole YouTube is telling you written practice. Beta, I cannot stress enough on this topic that revise by writing. The more you write the questions, the more you write the diagrams, make the diagrams, the more you write the numericals, the more you do the calculation, the better it is. A person who is revising by writing 10 questions and a person who is just looking at 50 questions, this person who revised 10 questions is way better and will score way better than this person who did 50 questions from 10 books. Okay, he might understand those questions, but the way to write, the way to present these questions will come by only writing. Okay, so you have to revise in just a way. When do you have to revise? Of course, after class, you revise every time, every single topic that you do in the class. You just go quickly peek through that topic, revise 1 or 2 numericals, the questions, and you're done. Maybe it takes 15-20 minutes, just that topic that you did in the class. Okay, then before your class test, you go a quick revision from your notes, from your short notes, from a lecture you want to see if you have any doubt. Then before your term test, now again, will you open NCERT, read line by line? No, this is not the time. Okay, then you go back to your notes, your short notes, and beta, these short notes, there's notes you will be using for active recall after day 7, after day 15. Now you don't have much work, your term exams are over. Still, open your short notes, go to your notes, and just quickly scribble through them in just 10 minutes, not more than that, just 10 minutes. And beta, this is also the time you are completing your backlogs. If you haven't started revision yet, if you are not done with lectures yet, then this is your time, this is your signal to start covering your backlogs because after that you won't be able to do that in a quick manner, in a proper manner, because you will get to start getting anxiety and panic that lots of syllabus is left. So don't do that. Cover your backlogs today only, right now. Okay. Next beta, after that, the third point beta is your answer presentation. Your class tests are going to happen right now. Your term test, half yearly, pre-board, your boards, right? Beta, if you want to score good in boards, you have to present your answers in such a way that the teacher understands, right? And you cannot learn that in one day. You cannot learn that by just watching a single video right before the examination. There is a whole video on the channel I have made specifically for science and all other subjects as well. You can go watch those, but watch how to present your answers in such a manner that you get the marks for the knowledge you have. Okay, now we are not even stressing about handwriting. I'm not even talking about handwriting. Your handwriting can be bad, but your answer looks very neat and clean. Why? It should neat and clean. What I'm talking about? Headings, bullet points, leaving the margins properly. Okay, and attempting the numerical in a proper structure, in a proper format that we use given to find solution, just like we practice in all of my live sessions. Okay, then beta, you have to follow the proper structure. Section A, B, C, we know now this time science has been divided and SST has been divided into 4 and science in 3 sections differently. Biology, physics, chemistry. Now if you attempt a physics question in a chemistry section, you won't be getting any grade. Okay, so make sure you practice this. You practice diagrams, the labeling, do neatly draw it using scale where needed, your compass where needed. So make sure you practice diagrams, you practice making diagrams again and again with your hand, with your pencil, not just look at it. Okay. Then beta, keywords. We all know the importance of keywords. You underline the keywords. How, ma'am? Okay, you simply wrote mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so this powerhouse is the main thing. Mitochondria is the main thing. So you just underline this mitochondria, underline this powerhouse, so that teacher knows that this student actually knows the answer. Okay, that's how beta you give an perfection and you give an impression to the teacher that I actually know the answer. Okay, so they cannot cut your marks even if you have done a slight cutting. See, I have cut this, but still it doesn't look bad. It looks neat. So I'm not saying that do not cut at all. Do not, your handwriting should be like pearls. No, your handwriting can be normal and you can make some cut, you can make some mistakes in your paper, but you have to know how to handle these, how to correct these mistakes in such a manner that it does not look bad. Okay, you can do this NaOH. Yes, you have written some reaction and you see clearly how in a specific manner how a proper structured I have written the answer. In NaOH I have written base, acid, this is HCl, NaCl is your salt, H2O is your water. So clearly it can be seen that the answer is properly structured, proper margins are left. Every answer, after every answer, I have left one line. Okay, so these are some of the pointers you have to take care of. Okay, beta. And the last beta, that is your test. Now you can do all this. You can present your answer completely right. You can do the revision properly. You can read the NCERT properly. But if you don't analyze yourself, if you don't do the test, then that 1% club won't be a reality anymore. All the toppers, you go talk to them. There is one thing they tell. They say, we take tests a lot. So take all the tests, all these tests very, very seriously. Don't ignore them. Okay. Okay, there is a U in seriously, whatever. So don't ignore these tests. Your school test, your term test, your half yearly, pre-board, board, they are very far away. Just start with school test, start with your term test. You have to give proper attention to these. You can't just say, okay, these marks won't matter. Actually, they do matter in your internals, right? We all know that. But still, they don't exactly matter in your board examination. So I'll not study yet, I'll study later. Don't do that. This is your time to actually prepare yourself to actually see. See, these tests are not made actually to test you. Okay, to see that you can actually perform in boards or not. No, you can improve later, but these tests are actually for yourself to understand your mistakes. You can understand that, okay, this topic is my weak topic. This is the topic I have to revise again. This is the topic, okay, I made this mistake in numerical. What should I do? How should I correct myself? How should I ask these doubts to my teachers? So these tests, beta, the school test, term test, even half yearly is for you, for yourself to understand, to analyze your mistakes and improve them eventually. Okay, then your pre-board, and after that beta, right now start giving mock tests. Go to your parents, go to your mother and ask her to just ask you some random questions from that chapter. This is the basic 10th class. She can just skim through NCERT and ask any random question and see if you know it or not. Okay, so beta, these are some things that you have to take care of if you want to score 99%. I won't say that it is easy and everybody can do it, but it is not hard that nobody can't do it. Okay, you can do it. You know that you can do it. You just have to get up and stop procrastinating and start working on yourself, because you know you have the potential and I don't want you to regret later. Okay, so if you have watched the video till the end, write down in the comment section that, ma'am, I don't want to regret later and I will start studying right now. This is your Aditi ma'am, and these are all my gyan and motivation to you. So start studying and go. Start, open your NCERT. I will meet you in the next one. Bye bye.